So class and app is the name of the class. So there is something called as keyword. As you can see, public is in blue, class is in blue. Why they are in blue? Because they are keywords. Now, what is keyword? That's the question. What is keyword?
They are special meaning.
What is this?
Apple.
Apple.
A for apple, right? So how do you know this is apple? It might be something else, right? It can be mango also. Why apple? Doesn't it look like a mango?
No.
Why not? No, right? You have an image. You already know something which looks like this as a brand name attached to it. Also, there is a fruit that looks similar to this. Do I have to tell you that this is apple? No, right? You already know this is apple. Something which a compiler already know about is a keyword. You don't have to tell a compiler what this is. It is already known to a compiler that this is an apple. Similarly, the things or the words which are already known to a compiler are called as keywords. You don't have to explain what is class to a compiler, right? Now let's look at what does compiler understand by the word class. So compiler have been told that boss, anything that follows this word is the name of my class. So now let's create a new class, calculator, right? So one thing that you might notice is that I have not just deleted it and renamed it as calculator. I pressed F2 to rename. Why I did that is because there are two important things. If you press F2 for renaming, it will update the name. That's one. And it will also update wherever this thing has been used across the project, including the name of the file. So this was app test or app.java earlier. Now I have not changed it, but it got changed automatically, right? Only because I have used F2 for renaming. So remember that if you have to rename anything, don't delete it, just press F2 and change it. It will update the name, also the entire references in the entire project. Okay, so calculator has one basic method, which is add. Okay, and it takes two parameters. Okay, if I have to add two numbers, what should I do? Operator, right? Let's use operator. I plus j, simple, right? But whatever I have got after adding I plus j, I need to store it somewhere. So let's create another variable and store it in C. Okay, and then I have to print it. So let's say sys out C. Okay, now before jumping to method, let's copy this entire logic and paste it inside this. Okay, now instead of I and j, I'll say 10 and 20, which we have already seen. So this will run and give me the logic output as 30. Now why I did this again is because I wanted to show you that I created this method, but this did not got executed. What got executed is what I have written inside the main and nothing else. I want to execute this add. Okay, what I can do now here, I have a class as calculator and it just has a behavior which is add. In terms of attribute, there is nothing. Before using the behavior of a class, what I need to do?
You create an object.
What is this? Name of the variable, right? What is this? Data type. Name of the variable? Data type. So I'm just creating a variable, but this time it is not just a primitive data type variable. This time it is a complex data type variable. Class is a user defined data type. It is same as variable. I'm creating a variable, but the difference is in initialization. Here, the value is very simple. It is just a small integer, but here it is not as simple as integer. This time it is a little more complicated. Okay, so I have to initialize a class. Now let's complicate this. Let's add attributes. So first and second. So when I create an object of calculator, what will be the value of first? Basic.
0.
No. Why 0? Have I written 0?
Yeah.
But who is initializing 0? I did not initialize it to 0.
Compiler.
Still we are not
Constructor, default constructor. Default
What is
constructor.
constructor?
Default constructor.
What is
Constructor is a
constructor?
special
What is
type of
default constructor?
Special type of method,
Special
which
type
means
of
same
method.
as class name.
It is special type of
Doesn't have
method.
written type.
Why do
doesn't
we
have
need
written
constructor?
Because it constructs the values.
What if I don't have a constructor?
We can initialize the variable. Using
by-
constructor, we can initialize the variable.
But why do I have to initialize the variable?
We need to operate on it, so we need to initialize it.
Perfect.